Here's your chart of Bitcoin. Now, a couple things on Bitcoin, right? Look at this channel down here, right? So I want to show you guys how cool channels are. Channels have become one of my go-tos in terms of basically parallel channels of technical analysis. So what we see here is we see very clearly defined levels, right? Where you draw that. Now you might say, okay, well that's cool, but price is above that level. So what does that do for me today? And I totally get that.
Wait a minute, everyone. Welcome to Bitcoinzilla, your platform for daily cryptocurrency analysis and news. Our mission is to keep it simple. Bitcoinzilla offers engaging information that is easy to understand. Our analysts keep their eyes on the latest news to provide valuable insights via email. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Join our community of 10,000 subscribers and experience the new edge with Bitcoinzilla. Subscribe now. In this video, Gareth will share his insights on where might Bitcoin be headed if it retraces? Could the 48 to 52 range be a major technical level? What are the key levels to watch for in the bigger time frames? What does a weekly close above 69.2 signify? What's causing the resistance in Bitcoin's current high? Is the recent rally trustworthy, or is there reason to be skeptical? Let's join Gareth in this interview about these topics and more.
Well, what if we do this? Let's go back here and let's draw. What if we drag and watch the chart here? What if we drag the parallel up? What do we get? Do you guys see this? So if we just move that parallel up, look at how the market then put this low here and this low here from just a few days ago. That is perfectly aligned with the parallel. All right, now again, this is just the beauty of stuff like this. And by the way, a lot of times I just play around with this. Like I'll do a parallel, I'll start it from like a low to low, and I'll just drag it up and see if it coordinates with other levels, which is super cool to watch. But what's interesting here is what we can even do is we can even bring this up a little bit higher. And then what we can see is that where is again, this is using the same parallel, meaning that it's parallel to this bottom line. Look at how if we go here, the high right here, and the current high right there, and that's what we're hitting as resistance right there on Bitcoin. So again, Bitcoin's had a good bounce. Now, listen, I'm a little suspect personally of the rally. The rally we saw yesterday was on a Sunday, and I just want to show you something that I pay attention to, right? So if we flip on our volume on the bottom of this chart, what we can see here is that you could see, look at the rally on Sunday here, where here was the move on Sunday, and look at the volume compared to last week, right? So super, super light volume. They kind of propped it up on Sunday. I don't really like to see that because there's not enough buyers behind it to give it teeth, but nonetheless, it did pop up. We're seeing a little bit of a pause today, but let's watch and see where we go today and ultimately where we could be headed. Now, again, bigger time frame, what are the things that we're watching, guys? The bigger time frames, we want to see a weekly close above 69.2. That would be a significant step towards a breakout. We also want to see reconfirming above because, again, what we can see here, and again, this is just a great little educational piece, and I don't have a whole lot of time left, but we'll just quickly go into it. Let me get rid of my volume to keep it as crystal as we can. But basically what we saw is above 69.2, we closed and we confirmed. Now, we did confirm above there. Now, remember, it's only probabilities, meaning that, sure, it favored further upside once we confirmed, but the weekly did not additionally give us the signal. What happened? We closed below, didn't confirm, reconfirmed to the downside. So when you break out above a level and you confirm, it doesn't mean that it's a guaranteed move to the upside. It just means that probabilities had shifted. Once you reconfirm back below that level, now probabilities shift to the other side. So again, we right now are looking at the potential here, and this is just something I'm watching. Could this be a little flag pattern developing on Bitcoin for potentially another leg lower? And again, where's my downside target? You guys know I've talked about it. Basically anywhere between 48 and 52,000. That to me is a major, major technical level. I might even be a buyer there if it retraced.
Bitcoin BTC is entering the last week of March with a fresh burst of energy, aiming to tackle resistance levels in the hope of reigniting the Bitcoin ETF excitement. Here are 5 simplified points to understand Bitcoin's situation this week. Bitcoin's price is showing signs of strength as it moves higher, getting closer to its previous peak levels. Despite recent hiccups, BTC supporters are hopeful about surpassing resistance levels for a positive end to the month. Market experts are keeping an eye on crucial technical indicators like the Relative Strength Index (RSI) and moving average convergence/divergence (MACD) to predict BTC's near-term path. Some indicators hint at overbought conditions, while others suggest a potential buildup of bullish momentum. The Grayscale Bitcoin Trust (GBTC) is seeing record outflows, partly due to external influences like actions from the bankrupt crypto lender Genesis. However, market observers expect a turnaround in ETF flows, indicating strong demand and a likely positive price reaction for BTC. This week, the Personal Consumption Expenditures (PCE) Index, a crucial gauge of inflation and consumer spending in the U.S., will be released. This data, along with the effects of a $1.2 trillion U.S. spending package, could trigger volatility in risk assets. Google Trends data reveals a drop in search interest for Bitcoin, indicating a decrease in mainstream interest despite the ongoing positive sentiment in the crypto market. Nonetheless, Bitcoin's unique market characteristics continue to fuel investor enthusiasm and FOMO.
Looking at Ethereum real quick, guys, just a beautiful trend line on Ethereum to keep an eye on. We have this line connected right through here, and look at the low right there. So basically, you need Ethereum to hold this 3,200 level. If it confirms below that, Ethereum's in trouble. It could go well below 3,000. As long as it holds above, maybe it can creep back up. There'll be some resistance, but nonetheless, that's what you're looking for if you are a bull. You do not want to see it break 3,200. All right, next up, guys, gold. Gold is inching up pre-market here, or during, it's really the full trading day for gold. But nonetheless, let me just pop that in. There we go. We did have that reversal last week, but remember how strong the dollar was. So again, even though we pulled back, gold's holding up very well in spite of such a strong U.S. dollar. Silver continues to struggle here. Still, to me, has not broken out just yet, so we'll have to monitor that. But again, we have a trend line here that if we zoom out, you got this like inverse head and shoulders kind of thing working. It's not the greatest of inverse head and shoulders, but it's still a great trend line where you could make a case like this pattern, right? So again, you want to see this neckline break, and we keep on hitting it here and still not able to break above that level. And a couple other charts, guys. I do want to talk about oil real quick because, again, you guys know I've been favoring this upside move to $85 a barrel. The problem is I was doing more research over the weekend. It looks like 85 could be a significant, anything between 83 and 85 could be a significant top before another big rollover. Why am I seeing that? Well, I was doing charting, and this is what I literally do this over the weekend. But what we do know is we have a trend line here, and this was what gave me that $85 target, right? So if we look at that downsloping trend line, right? So it comes down, and that gives us that upside level. It actually looks like it's a little lower now than 85 because it's downsloping, maybe 84-ish, give or take. But this is the problem that I'm seeing on the chart. Let me zoom back out. We're going to take the low from the COVID low. We're going to drag it through the recent lows. And now what do we see on the chart, right? So you guys see where I'm taking this from, right? The COVID low here to these lows here before that big bounce. And then look, we broke below it, and we keep on bumping up on the underbelly of that, which is actually forcing a bear flag to form with major resistance. So if we zoom in, look at all this resistance, right? Look at what we keep on doing. We broke here, right? So here we broke down, and then we retraced and retraced. You almost did it here as well. But this is now becoming such a huge level, and I do worry that this pattern is that same bear flag pattern that leads to further downside. So just something to kind of be aware of is that, as a swing trader, I have to be looking at these and saying, okay, well, I favored the upside on oil towards $84, $85 a barrel. But actually, once it gets that or achieves that, or even if it doesn't achieve it, you could be setting up for another big move to the downside, which could take us all the way back to like the low 60s potentially. So just a heads up on that. What would cause that? If the U.S. starts slowing down, watch out below.
J. Morgan, a global investment bank, warns that Bitcoin remains overbought despite its recent price drop. The bank's analysts, led by Nikolaos Panagiotsoglu, predict more selling pressure on Bitcoin, particularly as the halving event nears. Rich Dad Poor Dad author Robert Kiyosaki plans to buy 10 Bitcoin BTC before April. His decision is based on his positive view of Bitcoin as an investment. If you've been with us so far, a big thank you. Don't forget to subscribe for free to Bitcoin Zella for your daily news. The link is waiting below. That's all for today's crypto news. Stick around for more updates, insights, and analysis on cryptocurrencies. Share your thoughts in the comments, like this video, and subscribe for more exciting content.